always talk about being in alignment and clarity, right? The car analogy, alignment is how you drive. Clarity is looking through your windshield and seeing what's ahead of you. So you want to maintain clarity because you want to see what's happening. And so that keeps you intentional. So one of the things I have my clients do, and I go through it also, is a checklist of what happens quarterly at the beginning of the month and the beginning of the week. So quarterly, the year is 12 months. So each quarter is 3 months long. There's 4 quarters. And so at the beginning of each 3 months segment, we do a quick swag, like a swag quickie, and that is strength, weakness, aspirations, and goals. It's a little bit different than what I do with corporate clients. Corporate clients, it's called a SWOT analysis, which is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. It's a little bit different on personal life. So we want to do like kind of swag quickie to kind of reorient what's going on, look at our strengths, looks what's happening, things change. And then the second thing you want to do quarterly is you want to really kind of check and revise your aspirational vision statement. So we've written this kind of aspirational vision statement that helps you keeps you motivated, you keep it around. We want to revise that. So every quarter we kind of tweak that, we add things, take away. Sometimes you just leave it the way it is because it's still working. That's fine too. And the third thing we do is we select 3 tasks or 3 tasks in order to get our goals done. So we've selected our goals, and we want to do 3 goals in 3 months. And so we're looking at those goals, and then we determine the tasks that we're going to kind of tackle that quarter in order to move those goals forward. The beginning of each month, what I do, I kind of do it at the end of the month because I just like to go into my month knowing what's going on, but you can also do it at the beginning of the month on the 1st or 2nd. It's, again, nothing's written in stone. So at the beginning of the month, you want to assess and realign your targets. So you're looking at your tasks and you're just kind of saying, okay, this month looks like this. If you have a lot of activities or you've got some travel plans, so you're going to have to adjust because of time restraints, or maybe weather is an issue, and whatever your restraints would be, you kind of want, each month is unique on its own in each season. So you want to kind of make that assessment and kind of retweak those. The second thing you want to do is you want to actually list out the action steps. So let's say you want to write a book. Your goal is to write a book on how to make the perfect ham sandwich. So then your tasks would be write the book, find an agent, get published. So when you look at the tasks, okay, write the book. What are those action steps? So one, you might need to learn how to write a book. So you might want to join a writing group or find a writing course. You need to do, so action 1 would be find a writing course or find a writing group. And then action and then the third action step would be do some research on ham sandwiches. The fourth one might be you've got some great family recipe, you want to document that. That's your 4th action step, and whatever, you break it down. And then to find an agent, you need to get a list of agents. You need to, action 1, you need to write emails, and you need to figure out the great email to write. So you might do some research on that, researching the great email. Action 3 would be get a list of agents. Action 4 would put together a book proposal. Action 5 would be to mail those out. And then maybe the third one is to get it published. You have to decide if you want to get it published traditionally or self-published, whatever. So there's like different tasks that you can outline. Once you get that going, so you have the different action steps, you want to then prioritize what's going to happen that month. And so I write them out, and then I just kind of take a highlighter. The reason I do that is because sometimes something will happen quicker than others. And so if I get one, I've got a couple of extra hanging in the sideline so that I can shift energies and keep things moving forward. At the beginning of the month, you want to actually plan, at the beginning of the week, you want to actually look at your week. And so I use Google Calendars. You can do it by hand, whatever calendar program you're doing. I like Google Calendar because I have a lot of outside things making appointments, and Google Calendar just syncs up with different programs easier, and I can color code different calendars and things. So I like to look at my calendar, and I can just by the color see if my calendar is balanced. So the beginning of the week, I usually do it Sunday afternoons. You can also do it first thing Monday morning, is I plan the week before it starts. So I look at the calendar and I see where there's gaps. I make sure that I've got all of the family things or holidays accounted for. I make sure that if there's any kind of meetings I have or trips I'm doing because I'm doing, speaking events or whatever, I make sure that's all in my calendar and is, reflected correctly. And then I time block my calendar. So if I'll have like blocks of time that I do work, or I do writing, or I do meeting with clients, the reason is because in order to get really productive work, you need to give yourself and your brain a window of time to do that. So if you're working on writing, you can't say, well, I've got a half an hour here, I'm going to write there, or I'm going to, you can't do that. You've got to give yourself like 2 hours, 3 hours. For me, my work blocks are when I'm creating content or I'm writing these worksheets I'm giving everyone. And so that work block for me, I know I've got like 2 to 3 hours that I can really sit down and get some things done, and and really push things through, and not just kind of start things haphazardly and leave things half-baked. And then I look and make sure that my calendar is balanced, and that I am having enough of the different colors for the different columns. So my 3 columns are work, because my kids are grown and they're out of the house. So family used to be family first, because my kids were smaller and I had to run them around, and if I didn't do it, no one was. So now it's switched gears because of work. And I love this work, and I really feel like it's helping people. So I'm really jazzed about doing this. So for me, my first column is work, family, and then myself. You kind of want to do yourself as a higher priority, but I do, although it's my 3rd column, I do make sure that I've got enough of that every week where I'm taking care of myself. It could be just downtime, it could be reading a book, going for a walk, spending time with friends, whatever, just whatever recharges me. And so you want to, your column of whatever you're doing in the week is something that recharges you. If you like to go on long hikes with your dogs, and you do that on Saturday, or you meet with your friends on Friday nights for a movie night, or whatever it is, those are things that help recharge your battery. So you want to make sure that those are literally on your calendar, so that that time is allotted for, and you can see that you have balanced out your calendar. And then just go do it. And then you just, every day as you move through it, my line moves, and I have everything that I want to get done. And as I move through the day, things happen. So you got to be fluid, you got to adjust. So I adjust my calendar for what actually did happen. That way, when I look at my previous calendars, I can say, okay, normally my calendar would look like this, but that week I didn't get this many things done, or I got more done than I thought. But I can look back and see, realistically how long things are taking, and how I'm keeping on track. So that's how I maintain clarity. It's by working and moving forward with intention and clarity. I hope that helps.